On today's episode, we mess with some garage sale finds. I upgraded my dust collection system, make a little cart for my homeless tools, and paint some stuff. Here we go! All right. So, I got like 3 mini episodes, kind of like compact into one. These were like supposed to be ADHD side quests, but they were like too long for that, but they were too short to be their own episode. Fun size smorgasbord. Anyway, first up, dust collection. I had a terrible setup, inconvenient, it was a pain in the ass. Hoses would get like knocked over, unplugged, loose suction. Sometimes I'd forget to turn on the vacuum and the table saw at the same time, so it wasn't even doing anything. Stupid. I refuse to do one of those goofy DIY cart thingamajigs. Just organized and up and out of the way, contained. I had a fall, a hard one. Unfortunately, I didn't get it on film, but I did get a recreation. Welp, that's done. I'm done here. Now I must go over there. Ow, my knee! You guys know the deal. Pick a spot, move, measure, install the forbidden cotton candy, cut, install, paint. But every time we add a new piece of wall in, there's always some new thing that we have to deal with.
First thing I wanted to do was to fill in these gaps with some scrap wood. First glance, it looks like I fixed the problem. But if you look to the side, these 2x4s are not flush to each other. This thing puts the heavy in heavy duty. If you're gonna hang this up by yourself, make sure to use your head. Bonk.
All right, if you're already a pretty good woodworker, just skip this part to that. Why do you need dust collection? Why do you need a separator? Well, you have just the tool and this little thing right here. This fills up instantly, shoots dust everywhere. You're picking like sawdust boogers out of your nose all day. Terrible for your lungs. So you upgrade, you get a Shop Vac. Get rid of this. Is it lefty, loosey? There we go. Take your Shop Vac, you hook it up to your tool. Take your Shop Vac and hook it up to your tool. That way you can turn this on, it sucks the dust up, cool, whatever. But this thing has a filter in there, and every time you use it, that filter is getting more and more clogged. The more you use it on just the filter alone, the worse the efficiency gets. And the worst part is you're gonna burn out your motor. So, you get a dust collector. This is where most people start. All it is a 5-gallon bucket and this thing called like a dust stopper. Okay. Let's see. That. Let's go through this. All right, so now that that's hooked up, the way it works now is turn on your vacuum, you turn on your sander, you start sanding. The vacuum is gonna all that sawdust into here, and this is gonna separate the majority of the sawdust into this bucket. And then the rest of the air just kind of goes through and cycles out. Does that negate the whole thing of the Shop Vac? No! It gives you longevity and it makes it easier to clean out. All your dust is contained here, and when it gets full, dump it. This little beauty, I got at a garage sale. Guy said he was actually gonna use it to make his own dust collection, but ended up buying one out of the box. His lazy, my gain, I guess. Suck it, Gary. Anyways, one of these barrels brand new cost, holy shit. This dude had it for sale for 20 bucks. After a little bit of negotiation, got him down to $10.
Now that is how you dicker.
First step to get some windows on this is to find that center line using some masking tape. Once we have that, we're gonna put some small pilot holes in there for the edges of the windows. Then we're gonna get a step drill bit, lube it up a little bit, and that cone shape is essentially gonna make that small hole a whole lot bigger. Kind of like a butt. Then we're just gonna heat up some plexiglass with a heat gun. Make sure to wear a respirator because these fumes are toxic. Now that the barrel and the plexiglass is warm, you can form it to the barrel. Now that everything's pre-drilled, we're gonna seal this thing up. Put a liberal amount of silicone on the whole plexiglass outside. And that's gonna be your gasket to make sure there's no air getting out or in. Once you have the bolts in place, that thing should be airtight. Drum done, lid go. Lid needs a hole for the new dust collector. Just take the old gasket, give it a trace, and give it a cut. So off camera, I made this floating shelf for the dust barrel out of some scrap wood. It works, but it's a little jiggly.
Cyclone dust separator. Don't know how this works? Neither do I. Science.
So here's the basic setup for now, and I don't like it. So I popped it in the iPad and just kind of played around with it until finally...
Bingo! Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, this took way longer than I thought it was gonna take. I thought it was gonna be like maybe 2 days, be done. About a month later, we got it figured out. And I'm glad I moved this sucker up because now I can fit my assembly tables underneath this.
I hated the way this plug just stuck straight out. I snagged it 3 times, so I put a 90-degree in there instead.
The other problem I had too was with my headphones on, the table saw going, I really couldn't tell if the vacuum was running or not. So I made me a little visual aid. Just another cool thing I got at that garage sale. That dude had so much cool stuff. Thanks, Gary. Whoa. So that 90-degree that I put in there is actually a Y cable. It has 2 different plugs on there. This one goes to the vacuum, this one goes to the light, so every time I turn it on, it does that. I love these Ridgid hoses. They're nice, they're strong, they're flexible, but in order to reach my entire shop, I had to put these connectors on there, and it's already clogged up twice. If you guys know of like a good, I want to say it's like 30 or 40 feet that I need of hose, like a single hose that will fit this, let me know. So now instead of working about a bucket, 3 hoses, 2 power cords, 2 things being turned down in order to get dust collection, 1 hose, 1 power cord, 1 switch. That's efficient as hell.
Great job.
And now for something completely different.
Episode, you gave me some money. Very next I said what you said, All right, new segment called You Gave Me Money and I'll Say My Words. Last up, I asked if any of you wanted to donate towards a new shed. I'm running out of room in this garage. I asked for your donations. Some of y'all showed up. Just like Howie Felter Snatch donated $50 for, quote, Archie's new glass eye. You also might remember Archie had eye surgery. Come here, Bubbas. Oh, there's a big Bubbas. Made a full recovery. He's got just a couple little eye boogers in there. Oh, there's a good one right there. You want a treat? You disgust me. Now give me a kiss. So he's all good now. From Karen. Tony, you are so talented and you look so cute in those overalls. Even with that manly beard, I'm gonna kiss that face the next time I see you. Thanks, Mom. Mother's love is worth $100 and some more therapy. This last tip wasn't really a monetary donation, but I did some work with Frames Pest Control here in Toledo. I made these really cool vintage signs and they knew how much I love vintage stuff. Check this out. How cool is this? This is like an advert from like the 80s. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but something. So if you need to get rid of roaches, spiders, your kid's friend that kind of creeps you out, mice, call Frames. So the way this is gonna work is I'm gonna read 3 of these per episode. We're gonna go with highest donation, my favorite comment, and then we'll just do a wild card. If you get picked, I gotta say what you say. Promote your own business. Put your baby daddy on blast. Renounce your citizenship. Whatever. Look, I'm not doing a Patreon, and let's be honest, the channel's probably gonna get demonetized. So it's funded by viewers like you. Now the legal crap.
Thank you for your donation.
All right, so now that that's done, let's got a couple of homeless tools out in the garage, and that needs to change. Let's meet these poor souls. Check out this vintage grinder I got from an estate sale. Dude, this thing is so rad.
So, Gerald, making new with old tools.
Yeah, Gerald passed away. My condolences to the Kaprisky family. Anyways, Harbor Freight belt sander. It was on sale. I had the money. I have it now.
That's the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life.
And speaking of death and sales, hold on a second, let me fix that. There we go. This brand new, in a box Rikon bandsaw. I got it from Woodcraft when they closed down. This thing kind of scales me, but I think it's time to put my big boy pants on and try it out.
Try it out.
The reason that these tools are homeless is because, well, I don't use them a whole lot. I think I came up with a clever system to use them as needed though. We just start by attaching a benchtop tools to small base with carriage bolts. And then we made a little backing for them.
Once these tabletop tools have all their bases, just gotta build a cabinet. Hey Tony, how come you didn't do a step-by-step of how you built this? Look, I've done made cabinets. Y'all don't watch them. So now you get a 30-second time lapse and you can.
Another deal from Woodcraft was this mobile base kit. It's an awesome kit, but it just sticks out just a little bit too far for my taste, so I moved the feet around and did some surgery.
So here she is in all of her glory. We went super industrial with the 2x4s on the side to make sure it actually would hold the weight of my new bandsaw. I'm not crazy about how these wheels stick out. That way when I'm working on it, I'm not tripping over these little flaps hanging out. The other thing is I had one of these like metal cabinets just kind of like lying around.
I didn't like the original metal shelf in there, so I got rid of it and retrofitted some wood ones in there. Now I have adjustable shelves.
To the other side,
You turn yourself around.
this is where I'm going to store my equipment that we originally made bases for. So these bench tools that you saw earlier, I did something a little bit different with them. On the back of them, I actually put in a French cleat with a little bit of a gap on there, and that French cleat matches up with this one, locking it into place. That way these don't have to be exposed the whole time. I can kind of swap them out as I need them because honestly, I don't use these too much. But at least they have a home, a temporary one, when I need them.
Please remain on the line as we value your call.
So yeah, I forgot to put it on there, like, bell, smash, and then also donate, because this dude's not getting a job anytime soon. Also, wear protective equipment, like protect your eyes.